Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Hi guys, welcome back to the class. So today we have chapter 12 and the title for chapter 12 is called India, Our Country. So until now we were looking at continents, oceans, we were looking at the entire earth, right? But now we'll concentrate in our country, okay, India. And we'll look at various physical features of our country. Do we have mountains? Do we have deserts? Do we have coastal areas? What kind of soil we have? What kind of weather conditions, climate do we have? So all that understanding will be done with the learning from this lesson. Alright, so let us begin. Now, in the first topic, we'll look at some of the important features of our country, some of the salient features, alright? Very important features like what area does India cover, what are the languages people in India speak, what are the religions people in India follow, etc. Okay? So let us look at them. Now, so the official name for our country, India, is Republic of India. India is a republic country. Okay. Now the people who live here or in India, they are called Indians. Alright. So the nationality of you and I, we are Indians. And the capital of our country is New Delhi. India is located in South Asia, meaning south of the continent of Asia. Okay. And it is bounded by the neighboring countries which are Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, the Indian Ocean in the south, Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Arabian Sea in the west. So these are some of the countries and oceans and seas that bound or that separate India from other countries in Asia. Now, the area that India covers, the total area that India covers is 32,87,263 square kilometers. Okay. Now, let's look at some of the physical features. Alright. Features which we can see, whether it's high, whether it's low, alright. So the highest point in India is Mount Godwin Austen, alright. It's also known as K2 and it's located in Kashmir. The height of this mountain is 8,611 meters. Now the lowest point of India is the sea level, the level of the sea, okay. Some of the chief rivers or important rivers of our countries are Indus, River Ganges, Brahmaputra and River Yamuna. Alright, these are the major, there are many rivers, okay, but these are the chief or the important or major rivers. Now let's look at some of the major languages. There are many languages which people in India speak, but some of the major languages are Hindi, English, Bengali, Telugu, Marathi, Tamil, Urdu, Gujarati, Malayalam, Kannada, Oriya, Punjabi, Assamese, Kashmiri, Sindhi, Sanskrit, Nepali, Manipuri, Konkani. Alright, so these are some of the major languages spoken by people who live in India. Now, likewise, let's look at some of the major religions, okay, religions that people follow. So, they are Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, and Jainism, okay. The government, the body which rules all the people in India, that government is, the type of government is called Federal Republic, okay. We have center, we also have the state, alright. So we have a central government and state government. That kind of government which comprises of central government and state government is called Federal Republic government, okay. The head of the state or the head, the supreme head of the government or the people is the president, okay, the president. Now the head of the government the head of the body who rules or who makes laws of the people living in the country. He is or she is Prime Minister. So we have President as well as Prime Minister as heads of our country. Now, for making laws and for making sure that they are implemented, that we follow the laws, we have two houses of parliament. Alright, so the two houses of parliament are responsible for making laws and for making sure that we follow laws which benefit us, okay, which are for us. Some of the chief cities in India there are many chief cities. They are very important commercially, they are very important politically, alright. So let us look at some of them. So they are Mumbai, New Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Kanpur, Nagpur, Lucknow and Pune. So these are some of the major and important cities in and across India. Now let us look at some of the chief minerals. So the chief minerals are coal, iron ore, manganese, mica, bauxite, chromite, natural gas. So these are some of the minerals found in India. Now let us look at some of the agricultural products which are grown in India. Okay, like what kind of crops, what kind of grains. So they are rice, other cereals, coffee, pulses, oilseeds, cotton, jute, sugarcane, tobacco, tea, and again coffee, which we have already mentioned. Okay, so these are some of the agricultural products found or grown in India. Now let us look at some of the industrial products. Okay, some of the industries which manufactures products and goods. So they are textiles, the clothes, the fabrics, food processing, jute products, electronics, steel, machinery, machines, transportation equipment, and cement. Okay, so these are some of the products from factories and industries in India. Similarly, let us look at some of the goods which are exported to other countries from India, okay, which are sent outside for sale. So they are cut diamonds, engineering goods, iron ore, chemicals, textiles, clothing, and tea. Okay, so these are some of the goods which are sent outside. Now, what are the goods that come inside of India? Okay, so they are called import goods, goods that are imported. So they are the chief imports that India receives are petroleum, the petroleum gas, gems, fertilizer, chemicals, machinery and transportation equipments, okay, tools, some of the parts of the cars or trucks of vehicles, trains, etc. Alright. Now, what is the currency of India? It is Indian rupee, okay, and the monetary unit, 1 Indian rupee is equal to 100 paisa, alright. So that was some of the salient features, some of the important points that we need to remember. Now let's discuss more about our country, alright. So whenever we say India, our country, okay, when we say what kind of country is it, then we say it's a democratic, secular nation, okay, and it is also known as the Republic of India, alright. India is the 7th largest country in terms of area, okay. If countries around the globe are compared and are made to come first, second, third in terms of area, how much area do they cover on earth, then India comes 7th in the list, okay. And in terms of population, if we divide if we see the countries according to who has the largest population or who has the largest number of people living in the country and the lowest number of people living in the country. So if we look at the countries around the globe, according to the population, number of people living in those countries, then India comes second. Okay, India is the second largest country in terms of population. Now, India has beautiful mountain range in the north, which is called the Himalayas, and in the south, it is bounded by the Indian Ocean, the vast water body called Indian Ocean. In its east, in the eastern side of India, in the eastern side, there's another water body which is called the Bay of Bengal, and in the west, another water body that is called the Arabian Sea. So it has the Himalayas, the large stretch of Himalayas mountain range in the north, Indian Ocean in the south, Bay of Bengal in the east, and Arabian Sea in the west. Okay. So the area that India covers is nearly or almost 3.28 million square kilometers. Alright. Now, the Indian civilization, the settlement, the human settlement that was formed in India, that is one of the oldest civilizations of the world. Okay, so in the earlier period, the beginning of the time, alright, when human beings began to settle. Now, India was also one of those areas, one of those regions on earth where human settlement began. So, the Indian civilization here, the civilization, the human beings, its civilization that took place, that developed, okay, that is one of the oldest in the world. India has, as we already saw, various languages, diverse languages, religions, cultures, and traditions that are followed, practiced by the people living in this beautiful country. Okay? So when we look at India, there's so much diversity. Okay, there are mountains, there are plains, there are deserts, there are fertile plains, there are dry, arid areas. People belonging to different religious faiths also live here. People speak different languages. Okay, people have different cultures and traditions, yet people are all united. Okay, people live in unity. So that is what is best represented by our country. Unity in diversity. Okay. Now let us look at the location and the extent. Okay, how vast India is, its area. So let's look at that. Now India is situated on the western fringes of the Indian Ocean. So it's located on the western fringe, western border of the Indian Ocean. Okay, it lies between Southeast Asia and the Southwest Asia, in the southern part of the continent of Asia. Okay, right in the middle of Southeast Asia and Southwest Asia. Okay, the area that it covers is nearly 32.87 million square kilometers. Alright. And this area is 2.2% of the total land area of the world. Alright. Out of the land that covers the surface of the earth, 2.2% is covered or occupied by India. Alright. So India is located between 8 degree 4 inches to 37 degree 6 inches north, and latitude 8 degree 4 inches to 37 degree 6 inches north latitude, and 68 degree 7 inches to 97 degree 05 inches east longitude. Alright. The standard meridian, okay, the standard meridian which divides the country into two halves is located in 82.5 degree east longitude, and this meridian, the long line, it passes through Allahabad, the city of Allahabad in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Alright. Now, what are the neighbors of India? Okay, who are our neighbors? What are the countries that are located around or in the surrounding areas of our country? So India shares its borders with 7 countries. Okay, the borders are shared with another country. Okay, so they are Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. Alright, so these are some of the countries or 7 countries that share the border in the northern side. Now in the southern side, it has island countries, okay, which are its neighbors. Now they are Maldives and Sri Lanka. So these are 2 island countries that are neighbors of India. There's a small stretch of water body, narrow stretch of water body, which is called Park Strait. Now this Park Strait separates India from Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka as a neighbor is separated from India by this small narrow stretch of water body called Park Strait. Okay. Now let's look at the political division of our country. How is it divided? Okay. How many states are there? Okay, are there only states or what are other divisions? So in India, there are 28 states. India is divided into 28 states. And apart from this, there are 9 union territories, including Delhi. Delhi is the national capital of India or the national capital territory. Okay. Out of all the 28 states, out of all the states and union territories, Rajasthan is the largest state. Okay, that's the biggest state area-wise. And Goa is the smallest one, is the smallest state. Okay. Now, India also has islands. Okay. Now, these islands are Andaman Nicobar Islands. Number 1. Okay. One of those group of islands are called Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located in the Bay of Bengal, which is in the eastern side of India. Okay. And another group of islands is called Lakshadweep. Okay, Lakshadweep. Now, Lakshadweep is located in the western side in Arabian Sea. Okay, so on the east is Andaman and Nicobar Islands and on the west is Lakshadweep in Arabian Sea. Okay. Now, the states in India, they are formed on the basis of different languages that are spoken by people living in those states. Okay, like for example, in Maharashtra, people speak Marathi. Okay, so in Andhra Pradesh, in Manipur, people speak Manipuri. So states are formed on the basis of different languages that people speak in their respective states. Okay, each state is further divided into districts. Alright, so one state is divided into many districts. Alright, so this is districts. Now these districts are further divided into blocks. Alright, and this is all done for the proper management of the administration of the state, alright, of different states of West Bengal, state of Sikkim, etc. Alright. So here we have a map of India. This is a political map, and you can see the neighboring countries with which India shares its borders. So this is the international border. Alright, here. So what are the countries that share the borders? They are Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, China, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar. They are the ones. And you can see Sri Lanka, the island country which lies towards the south of India and is separated by this narrow water body between them called Park Strait. Okay, and you can see Andaman and Nicobar Islands on the east in Bay of Bengal, and in Arabian Sea you can see Lakshadweep. So you can see the location of Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea as well, and how Tropic of Cancer also passes through India.